Om Shri Sadgurave Namaha. Jai Guru Radha Swami Satyaram Sa Sahib Bandagi Vahe Guru Namaste. Today I am going to recite English translation of a very important and rare discourse of Sadguru Maharshi Mehi Paramhans. This discusses the right way of truly liberating meditation and deals with or sheds light upon some very esoteric or abstruse concepts of spirituality, and therefore it is worth listening very carefully. As this is a long discourse, so in this edition I'll be reading only a part of it and will continue it in subsequent presentations. So let us listen to this very special discourse of Sadguru Maharshi Mehi Paramhans. Mukti or liberation means to be freed. To be freed from what? To be freed from what? From the body and the world. Liberation takes place when one is freed from the body and the world. There is a very strong relationship between this body of ours and the world. Our body is made up of precisely those very elements of which the world also is made. There are as many layers or levels of the world, such as the gross layer, the subtle or astral layer, etc., as there are in this body. This body is called Pind or microcosm, and the world is called the Brahmand or the macrocosm. At any given point of time, a person remains or lives at the same level of the world as at the level or layer of his body in which he is living currently. Similarly, if one leaves or rises above any layer of the pind or body, he also transcends the corresponding layer of the Brahmand or the world. Thus, it is known that if one can transcend all the levels of his or her body, he can transcend all the levels of the world or universe as well. If some of us think that if one is freed of the body after death, he is freed of the world also, then we should know that this ordinary bodily death, corporeal death, does not lead to anyone's liberation or salvation. This body is apparently seen. This body is apparently seen merely as one gross body or sthula sharir, but there are bodies within this gross bodies. There are many bodies within this gross body. These are called the astral body or the sukshma sharir, the causal body, karana sharir, and the supracausal body or mahakarana sharir. All of these four bodies are jad or inert or non-conscious or insentient. Jad is that which does not possess consciousness of its own. So all of these four bodies, namely the gross body, the astral body, the causal body, and the supracausal body, are jad bodies or inert bodies. Further inside even these four bodies resides one more body that is called the Chetan or the purely conscious body. That which has consciousness of its own is known as Chetan. Kabir Sahib describes six types of bodies, as is evident from his following words. O noble people, there are six kinds of bodies, namely gross, astral, causal, supracausal, kaivalya or conscious, and the swan. Swan. That is, he considers the swan to be the sixth body. But if one is freed of the first four bodies, first four are the inert bodies, he is freed of the jad or inert realm or trapping. In ordinary death, only one body, that is the gross body, is left behind, while three more jad or non conscious bodies still remain intact, which give rise to a new gross body again. In the same way as a tree with very strong roots grows up afresh even after its trunks and leaves have been chopped off. Now, how would one believe in the existence of these five bodies? All of us can see this gross body of ours, but any gross body cannot be formed or created unless and until its subtle form also exists. That is, a gross body can't exist in the absence of a corresponding astral body. We are, for instance, gathered in this house. This is a gross house. But this gross house was constructed only after its subtle or astral plan or map was prepared. First of all, the house is made on a mental level, that is, causal level. First of all, the house is made on a mental level, that is, we mentally visualize or conceptualize the house. And then its plan is drawn on a piece of paper, and lastly, the house is built. No work is performed without a cause. Even causes are numerous, not one. Even causes are numerous, not one. Causes keep on being produced in the world and houses go on getting built. The clay that is used up in making one earthen pot is the cause of that one pot. The same clay is not the cause of all the pots that are made or will be made. The quantity of clay needed to carve innumerable pots or all of the pots would surely be far more than that needed to make a single pot. However, in addition to the clay that gets used up to make all these pots, is it possible to know or measure how much more clay over the whole of the earth still remains in undisturbed in situ form, yet to be converted into causal form for making vessels or pots? This precisely, the undisturbed or the in situ part, is the nature of the Mahakarana or supracausal sphere or realm. Mahakarana is also called the Triguni Samyavastha Dharini Mula Prakriti, that is, threefold equilibrial, essential, or primordial nature. Causes, you see, are of two types. One is Upadana Karana, Karana means cause. So, causes you see are of two types. One is Upadan Karana, that is the material cause or the substantive cause, the substance or material of which something is created. And the Nimitta Karana, subject, motive, or instrumental cause, the doer. The Nimitta Karan of the entire creation is God Himself. The raw material or the substance or the upadan of which is this whole creation is formed is the Mahakaran or supracausal domain. It is referred to as Samya Dharini or equilibrium, that which exists in a state of perfect equilibrium. Okay, because it has all the three powers, the Utpadak or creative power or the Rajogun. Second is the Palak or the sustaining, protecting power or the Sattva Gun, as well as the third Samharak or destroying power or the Tamo Gun, in exactly equal proportions. Okay, why supracausal is referred to as equilibrial or something existing in a state of perfect equilibrium is because it has got all the three attributes, all the three powers, but they exist in exactly equal proportions. World or nature can never be devoid of any of these three gunas or attributes. Primordial or essential nature, though being threefold or possessing all the three attributes, lies in a state of perfect equilibrium, as all the three gunas, namely Raj, Sat, and Tam, are present in equal proportions in Mahakaran or the supracausal realm. As all the three guns are present in equal proportions, no creation can take place here. Unless and until some imbalance or disturbance or disparity in the proportion of these three attributes is caused, each of the three has equal power, and therefore there is no movement or disturbance or agitation in the essential equilibrial nature. It can be likened to a situation where we have a rope with three ends, each end being pulled by three different persons towards them with exactly equal force. Naturally, there would be no movement caused in the rope. That is, they cancel out each other and no activity takes place as a result. That is how the Mahakaran or the supracausal nature is. I am one, let me be many. When God came to have such a moj or sweet will or playful mood in him, the vibrations emanating from him due to this moj came to hit some parts of the primordial equilibrial or supracausal nature. As a result of this, the equilibrium of the three gunas was disturbed, three attributes was disturbed. Their state of equilibrium got disturbed in those parts of the primeval nature which came to be hit by this, say, quintessential unstruck vibration in special form or manner. Okay. As a result of this, the equilibrium of the three attributes was disturbed in those parts of the primeval Prakriti or nature which came to be hit by this quintessential unstruck vibration, sound, or word, due to which some of the three attributes were accentuated while some others were attenuated. Such parts of the Prakriti or nature were thus set into motion or agitation or unequilibrium. These very moving parts of the supracausal nature or Mahakarana Prakriti became the Karana Prakriti or causal nature, from which countless pinds, bodies or microcosms, and Brahmands, that is, macrocosms or universes, were formed. The potter keeps on making pots by taking clay out of the earth, and yet the reserve of clay on the earth does not get exhausted. I mean to say that even though several pinds or bodies and Brahmans or macrocosms or universes keep on getting formed, yet the whole realm or sphere of the equilibrial essential Prakriti or the supracausal sphere has not been converted into the causal sphere. Rather, apart from the causal nature and the universe is formed out of this causal nature, nobody can tell how much is still left or is remaining in its original in situ equilibrial form. This is Mahakaran or supracausal realm. Whatever was created out of that vibrating or moving portion, that is the causal sphere, became the astral sphere or Sukshma Prakriti. Again, from the astral realm was formed the gross nature or the Sthula Prakriti, which is our own bodies and the world we see around us. He who can transcend all these spheres or realms attains liberation. This is the key. This is the main principle of how to attain liberation. That is, we have to learn technique or techniques by which we can raise ourselves over and above all the bodies, and as we have seen, consequentially all the universes, and thereby free us completely of all the bondages. So this is the crux of all the principles or the methods of meditation that are taught in Sant Mat. If we understand this, then we will also understand the rationale or justification of the various methods of meditation that are taught to us during initiation. Further, there are as many layers or levels of the world as there are of our body. The level of the world we live and work in our normal woken state is the same as the level or layer of our body we live in and work with. We move from the awake state to the dream state. In between these two states is the Tandra Avastha or half awake state or the state of drowsiness. What happens in that state? We start losing awareness of the outer world. Our limbs begin to weaken, their power beginning to withdraw inwardly. We tend to become forgetful of our own body and begin to become unaware of the outside world as well. We tend to become forgetful of our own body and begin to become unaware of the outside world as well. Through this example, we come to know that as we move from the gross level of gross body onto a different level, we also rise from the gross level of the gross world onto a different level. Likewise, if we move beyond all the levels or the spheres of the pind or body, we would also move beyond all the levels or spheres of the Brahmand or the macrocosm. He who conquers the pind or body also conquers the Brahmand or the macrocosm or universe. Unless one gets rid of one's own pind, the feeling or the awareness that I am happy, I am sad, I am the doer, and I am the sufferer does not go away. This awareness does not go away in the woken up state or in the dreaming state. Under the influence of drugs, for example, chloroform, this awareness does go away for a brief interval but returns after a short while. I am the doer, sufferer, happy, sad. This awareness remains in the woken up state as well as in the dream state. This does not happen in the deep sleep state, however. On waking up, though, we remark, I had a sound sleep today. This statement cannot be made in deep sleep. Why does this happen? Why do we have three types of awareness in these three states? This and many other things we are going to listen to in the next part of this discourse. Hope you have liked it. Very soon I'll be back with the next part of the discourse. Thank you so much. Jai Guru, Vahe Guru, Radha Swami Satyaram Sa Sahib Bandagi Namaste.